What is your hottest Survivor take? What do you think is your most controversial opinion about a player, a season, the show in general?
So I'm listening to On Fire with Jeff Probst, and I just love it. I can't tell you how much I love Jeff. Jeff, if you're listening. But Jeff kind of answers all the questions so well, and there is a segment in the show called "This Is Why You Suck."
Right.
And Jeff answers all of that. I had a lot of questions like, why certain things are happening, but I think at this moment I would rest my my questions because Jeff answered most of them.
My hottest Survivor take, and maybe I'm jaded because I sort of became a fan. My first couple live seasons were basically the new era.
Right.
But I really have no qualms with the advantages or twists. Like, throw them my way. I'll see what I can do with them. I just love thinking about, like, oh, what would I have done in that situation? And, you know, now people will be telling me that I'm an idiot with my idol or
now
my
you're the cross-country runner that's going to get
exactly. And
chastised.
yeah, and you know what? Xander and Eric, both of you, I feel like both of you pile it on, please. I mean, I deserve it at this point. So that's probably my hottest Survivor take. I feel like that's of the moment as well. That's in the discourse. So,
well, off the top of my head, it might not be as hot, but Dominic should have won Ghost Island.
Interesting.
Dominic was you gotta love the flashy game, but
Yeah.
that kind of speaks to why Wendell won. You know, he was a part of Dominic's moves more or less, but he was more of a people person, and
Yeah.
people gravitate towards that the most. If the jury did not win themselves, they want to vote for someone that they. If I couldn't win, I'd want them to win.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say that.
I believe that Natalie deserved to be Russell, and I know there's a lot of controversy there, but she played the game to win, you know, and that's I guess I don't know how hot of a take that is, but when I went back and recently rewatched it, you know, when I first watched it, I was like, oh, Russell did a lot, but looking back at how Natalie handled relationships and really played the game, that first vote against Eric was like
so
all
good.
her. Like
Yeah.
that was the vote that had to happen to open up the rest of it.
And then
she
look
did
at him.
it.
He turns around to the final tribal council.
And like talks for her, like
Yeah.
like hypes her up. And so like after rewatching it, I was like, oh yeah, Natalie's legit.
I don't know. There's like a few times where I think people just played, like, I'm big on like the idol thing, and people play their idol for other people, or they have their idol in their pocket. I think that's a big one. And they're kind of on the edge of their seat, like, should I play my idol? Should I not? And they don't play their idol and they go home, right? I think one thing that's like overlooked is Heidi last season. She played her idol, and we all thought, like, everybody at first, even I was like, why did she play her idol? She didn't have to play her idol. But when you think back to it, like, she wasn't in on a lot of the votes, right? And that was like a pivotal moment in time. And she was like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna play my idol, or I'm probably gonna go home with it in my pocket. So I think, like, just go with your guts, and like, if you have an idol, play it if you think you're in jeopardy.
I liked the Medallion of Power.
It's going back to Nicaragua.
I think I liked that season because the challenges looked easier because there were like geriatric people on it.
Well, I was going to say, I don't know if you've talked with Dalton yet, but Dalton has been one of the most like vocal anti-members of the Medallion of Power.
Oh my God.
So you're going to have to sell him on it.
Well, he asked me in the hot take and I said the hourglass thing. But then I think the Medallion of Power is cool too because it gives you some agency and you have to really think about.
Yeah, it's not a gimme, right?
Yeah,
Where the
yeah.
hourglass was such an easy thing. This is like, okay, we could give this up for an advantage in the challenge.
Yeah, it's like another vector to see like how the tribe sees itself and how they make decisions together.
My hottest Survivor take, I don't know if it's that hot, but this is one that I have argued about on the internet.
Okay.
So I like the wokeness. I think it's here to stay. And I'm sorry if there are like people at home on the couch that won't watch anymore because Jeff doesn't say guys. Like, they can kiss my ass as far as I'm concerned because the world is changing. The nation is changing in a way that I am stoked to represent, stoked to be a part of, and I want it to catch like faster, like wildfire. Like, I'm here for the wokeness, okay? Like, I love the diversity. I love the representation. Like, I want it to stick around.
Amen. And I can also imagine from your own perspective, you deal with so many different people from so many different walks of life. Like, you see what this nation is capable of and what can be represented on the screen.
Yeah. I mean, Survivor is a microcosm of life. Like, we've been saying that for 20 years, you know? I've been saying it for 3, but...
The collective we.
The collective. I'm a part of it now, okay? it's a microcosm of life. So why not reflect that on such a big platform? Like, give some people who haven't always had a voice and a platform to get their stories out there. Like, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, it's been a white man's club for way too long, you know? Like, no offense.
Not taken.
Yeah. We gotta...
I'm working on my base tan.
Palm Beach tan, baby.
Exactly.
But yeah, I'm here for the wokeness. I love it. Like, I'm here for the girls, the gays, the theys. Like, I'm here for the black. I'm here for everything in between. So
amazing.
Yeah.
I love the Final Four fire making challenge.
Oh my God.
I agree with Jeff. I think it gives that person who probably is the best player that one final shot at making it to the end. Because if the other players are smart, they are going to band together and they're going to vote your ass out. So this gives you one final shot at that immunity, at placing yourself in the final tribal. So I really love it. I remember watching the heroes versus hustlers versus healers.
Right.
Triple H. I remember watching that, and I loved Ben. I know that's another hot take. I think he's one of the best winners to ever win. I love everything he does. That was the most exciting season for me because he started at the top, King Ben, and then it was like, actually, you suck and we don't like you. You suck and we don't like you. You suck. Oh my gosh, how does this guy?
Yeah.
And then to win it at the end, because I was almost in tears. I was like, oh no, he needs this for his family. He's a veteran. And, you know, of course, I'm on the couch like, Ben, no, how, no. And then that Final Four came with the fire making, and I was like, it blew my mind. So I don't care who you are, what you say. That's great television, and it's a great opportunity for the player who is a great player to have one final shot. And who doesn't like that?
I'll say it loud for the people in the back. Last Gasp is not a good challenge.
Oh, it's a Survivor Classic,
It's a Survivor Classic. A lot of people love it. I don't think it teaches you a ton about players that you could do, like, inland. I don't think it makes for good television. And I, as a viewer, I'm like sitting there thinking like, ooh, that sounds interesting. That seems wow. But ultimately, when you've seen it so many times, you know what's going to happen. The tide's going to come and people are going to go out.
Yeah.
So to me, not a good challenge.
I think Jam Jam winning.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't see it. I saw Jam Jam had a better final tribal council than the two ladies.
Yeah.
But gameplay wise, I thought Carolyn played the best game. So, you know, I get why the jury did what they did. Again, Carolyn choked at the final. Heidi choked at the final. She was kind of weird with her, thank you for the questions. That was kind of quirky.
Yeah.
And I think she made a ballsy move to put herself in position to make fire, but she had to do that.
Right.
If we date back, that time, Natalie did not do that.
Yeah.
Whereas I thought she did enough in that game to beat Tony, but the jury decided she did not.
Right.
But if she would have done that, she would have won. You know, but in Heidi's situation where she had to do it, she won, she still lost. I think she got one vote, maybe because of it, which is nice. But I just didn't see the Jam Jam deal.
What was it about Carolyn that you felt was so leagues above Jam Jam?
I just thought Carolyn was so wacky. Carolyn had idols. Carolyn had she didn't share information when she could have.
Yeah.
I think she was in control of her emotions, although it might have seemed like she wasn't.
Yeah.
She knew exactly what she was doing. You know, and her game was just, to me, just overall better than Jam Jam's game and Heidi's combined. If you had to combine those two, because of, you know, she was a part of that alliance. She was a core part of the alliance. She just wasn't someone they was coattailing alone. She was making real decisions, but she can keep her mouth shut.
Yeah.
She can dip into the other side and make them think that she's about to flip and switch, and then she don't.
This was a hot deal topic in my family.
Okay.
All right, because we watched 44 to, like I said, it was really hot seated. So my daughter was going for Carson. My wife was going for Jam Jam. And I was going for Carolyn.
You were a Three Stooges household. Ride
My
or dies.
goodness. I wanted Carolyn to win.
Yeah.
I thought she won. She was getting directions and like Air Force guidelines from Carlson. Did you see it?
Oh, of course.
He's I
saw the stage mom. Absolutely.
And he didn't even put a vote in for her.
Yeah.
I was like, what is this? I guess, you know what, but to his respect, I do work near NASA. And he probably quantified that Jam Jam, through his game, maybe earned it. But I really thought Carolyn had that in the bag.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand how she didn't get one vote. It just tells you how dynamic the game has become.
Yeah.
The beginning first take to the end first take to me was like art. It was a lot of nights of arguing, nicely in a family setting, but
spirited debate.
Yes. It was astonishing.
I don't know. I'd bring back the auction.
Yeah.
It's gone. I really, really want it to come back, and I saw a gavel in the preview of season 45, so maybe that means something.
I don't know. Maybe you could look at the logo for the season. It's just a giant gavel, and all your we're manifesting again.
Would love that.
I always say, Marianne actually just talked about this on a podcast, and I was so glad that she brought it up because it's something that's been digging at me for so long. I'm not going to call them idiots. Rewind yourself, Tevin. But when you win final immunity, you're in the final four. You just won Samotion.
Yeah.
And you decide, like Heidi did, I'm going to give this immunity necklace up because I want a chance to go at fire. So that I don't want to win second or third, I want first, is what she said. And you gave up your immunity necklace and to try to prove a point to the jury that you belong. And I think that because fire happens in that moment, we have devalued final immunity challenge.
Of course.
You just won the final immunity challenge. You don't need to give that up to prove that you can beat this person playing fire and risk your $1 million possibly. Losing in a fire competition. This game is very much what have you done for me lately? And I think people feel like, oh, all of the work that you've done the 25 days leading up to this moment or whatever is like null and void, so you need to make fire in front of us now so that it's like, no, I won the final immunity challenge. I earned this. Y'all go to fire. I'll see y'all in final 3.
I don't think this is a hot take because I doubt I'm the only person that feels this way, but I don't know why people just don't know how to shut the fuck up. Like, why do you feel that when you get an advantage or an idol that you have to tell somebody? Time and time again, Survivor history has proven to us that revealing your advantages is a poor decision for gaining trust.
Yeah.
All they're gonna do is use that as a bargaining chip to gain trust with somebody else. Shut your ass up. Shut up.
Yeah, and well, you could use that to your advantage, though.
Oh, for
if people
sure.
are coming to you, you're like,
oh,
okay,
yeah,
great.
Baby, tell me all the secrets. Tell me everything because I'm going to tell the next guy. Like,
my hottest Survivor take is that, man, Survivor's not a game, man. I mean, it is a game, but it's like, it's totally nothing like you expect. It's nothing that I've seen on TV. Like I watch it, but just the past 5 days being out here, it's mind blowing, and I don't even know. I just think it's gonna be, it's nothing like watching it. It's nothing like watching it. And then for all the people that like have tried to oh, you got to do this or you got to do that, but you don't know until you out here. And if I do the numbers right, Mike, only 1,000 people have been on Survivor.
Yeah.
And so the ratio of the people that are doing it and the people that are actually talking about it's slim to none.
It's a big one. It's a big number.
Yeah, exactly.